Yo guys, if you like the intro, be sure to thumbs up the video. It's been a good while since I uploaded. I got stuck in the losers queue, rage queue sort of thing that every League of Legends player gets stuck in. But yeah, that was pretty bad. I ended up deleting a lot of the content, just rage deleting it. But the good news is I did reach Challenger and I am Challenger right now. So yeah, there's that. I'm going to upload a lot more now, so here we are. We're playing against Yone in this game. I went first strike because I think this is the best setup right now, which you can take every game, and it's the most consistent that I found after spamming hundreds of games. So first strike, and then I used to go precision secondary with cut down, but it just got nerfed. So after the nerfs, I think sorcery with Transcendence and Scorch should be a bit better. We go TP Flash, and I'll explain a bit more about how to use TP this game later on. And the way you use TP is very consistent throughout games, so it's going to be good, valuable information, I think. And yeah, the build is Eclipse, but you want to build it in a certain way. Don't buy Warhammer, get your pickaxes and longswords, because Warhammer gives you only 10 haste for 400 gold, which is not as good. But yeah, let's get into the laning phase and see how this goes. I actually mess up not going to the enemy Wraiths and warding it level 1 because they have a melee mid laner and a Shaco. I could try to steal the Shaco's small Wraiths, which would deny his level 2. It's a bit flip though, so it's not too important to do that. Right there I Q him and I get the CS and poke as well as a first strike. I kind of mess up going a bit forwards. I try to juke his Q, but it's fine. He uses Q2 or Q3 through 2 of my minions, which is going to make it push. I Q him there knowing that I don't need Q for the next minion, and my Q will come back up just as it does. And yeah, so the laning against Yone is just classic. You last hit only, try to be as precise as you can with your Qs on the minions, because sometimes you don't want your Q to hit 2 of the minions. So if you're trying to Q a minion that is a melee minion, you want to use your shift Q or your normal cast Q to make sure that you get the range correct and precise. Otherwise you could mess up some of the CS, which I think I do, and I could show you an example on this wave. So right here I hit the minions to get level 3, because I can. Pop that little potion first, as soon as possible. This is kind of a bad WE. I should save my W for the cannon, but this Yone is a bit of a noob, so it's fine. We can get the cannon of the Q. Yeah, that Q there hit the cannon, and it hit the minion behind it. So I walk up, and I have to like do something awkward. So if I rewind it a tiny bit, just to show you guys. So that, okay, one more. So that Q here, right here, if I Q properly and it doesn't hit the backline minion and do 60 damage, I wouldn't have to walk up so close and get like insecure about getting the CS. So just stuff like that in the laning phase can just help you a lot more if you're a bit more precise with the Qs. That's like a general tip as Z in any lane, so I think that's valuable information. And yeah, so this laning phase is just going even as much as you can. I think with first strike you have big advantage after first recall or first item if you go Eclipse. And you can go electrocute in this lane as well and just go like full damage. It's a pretty good idea because Yone is kind of squishy. After you get level 6 it gets a lot easier. Apart from that, like after he gets Blade of the Ruined King, you need to be really careful because he can kind of one-shot you. But by then you should be snowballing with your first strike and your like lethality, and you can one-shot him and blah blah blah. But yeah, right now Echo is ganking, Lulu's on the other side, so I'm thinking, yep, let's go for this. I go in, WEQ. I don't take the W because I realize he's too far and I have a cannon wave coming up. So instead of letting my wave crash, I just hold it against the cannon wave, which will give me a lot of advantage because I can also move and I can hold the wave if I stand right there where I am, which is a good spot. So he starts moving and then I start moving as well, knowing that my wave is weaker and it will die, so he will miss more minions. He misses the cannon minion XP. And right here I don't want to let him walk up too much, so I walk up and just try to poke him out a bit. Missed the Qs, but it's fine. I ping assistance because I think I thought Lulu was going to stay, but he goes bot, which is fine. It's just a bit bad that I use W then. But then Echo comes back. I'm missing a bunch of CS trying to push the wave or like get a slow push. And then right here I wait for his flash, and then I didn't have energy and I just do something tilt. I just got emotional basically. Flash in and die, but at least I got Shaco's Ignite, I think. Echo takes the wave, but I should have pinged him off because I have TP. but it's fine. I just TP after. But yeah, that's like the early laning phase. I did misplay. Obviously, I shouldn't dive or die. I should just back out because I didn't have the energy. Right here, I kill the Shaco because he's just trolling. And I got first right gold from that. So you get first right gold as well as kill gold. Means that you're going to snowball like just harder and harder. But yeah, I guess I'll just stop talking about the early game. This is a good 5 minutes of content for you guys, or maybe 4 minutes. I forgot to mention that I do have a Yone guide that I'll include in the description. But right here, I want to show you a little combo you can do against Yone when he uses E. So I have a potion. I'm going to pop my potion when he uses E, and I see him going in because I see the opportunity. And then I go in like that. So just that little WQW auto E makes the Qs come out faster and the combo is faster. So if I show you again, right here on this wave, he just jumps in, uses E, misses his Q. I know he's going to W, so I just do that really fast. If you do W, QW, auto E, it comes out faster than if you, I guess, do any other combo. Because the Q animation gets cancelled and they come out immediately. I think it's kind of important to know these kind of combos against Yone, because he's kind of dashing a bunch with his E and his ult and whatever he does. But usually his E, when he uses E, you can combo him really quick before he snaps back, and that's a decent way to do it if you just want to take a trade combo. Otherwise you can try to ult to his snapback and all that good stuff. It's in the guide. I'll leave it in the description below. It's a very valid guide still, I would say. As I'm pushing right here, I realize my Echo is on the left, so I want to bait this Yone. He's just standing there. I use WQ. Kind of want to bait this Yone. I see Alistar as well, which is fine. Echo is going to go for his W, and I know that if he hits it, we can kill him, which he does, so I ult. Q straight away while he's stunned. Hit everything to kill the Yone. Made sure to ping the Yone instead of the Alistar, because yeah, Alistar is level 6. You want to focus Yone. Also, I forgot to talk about TP. So your first TP you want to have at around 4 minutes, where you have 650 gold at least. You get longsword and boots, or double longsword if you have 700 and you CS 12. And this second TP would come up at minute 10. And between like minute 4 and 10, you don't want to worry too much about going bot lane. Usually it's the bot lane that is running it down. This game it was. My bot lane is like 1 and 7. And you don't want to worry about it too much. You just want to try to farm with this setup with the clips. And try to get your clips. This setup with first strike. Try to get your clips and your items a bit. And by minute 10, which is now, you want to look bot and look for an opportunity to teleport while staying in lane and obviously watching your lane. You don't want to teleport if there's a cannon minion wave. You want to push that. Ideally, you would push before you TP. But if there's just a fight and you can't, then you just have to TP. So right here, I'm thinking I don't have ult, so I don't want to TP. But that's the main gist of how you want to use teleport, like every single game. You teleport minute 4 back to lane after you recall on first recall, and then your second teleport will be used usually in bot lane or in top lane, but usually most of the games it's been bot lane because they always feed. And it's usually easier to have a ward in like the second bush in bot lane, where I would TP and kill the enemy AD carry to get the shutdown. And that is like the main way of sort of playing with TP, I would say, like every single game pretty much. So right here, I realized that Yone is moving. I ping my bot lane that he's bot. I don't want to TP because I see it's a cannon wave. As I said earlier, always push the cannon wave. And then I start hitting the tower, thinking maybe I should take platings. I know Yone is pretty weak. So I'm just waiting for Varus to walk up a bit more. And then I TP to the minion. Maybe I could kill the Yone first and then turn around for Varus. But I felt like it was a bit greedy, so I just go straight on Varus. And in a world where I'm not so fed, the Varus would be a big shutdown. Most of the games the AD carries are. And yeah, that would pretty much turn the game, usually, in a lot of the games. But notice how I pushed the cannon wave and then I TP after. If Yone didn't have teleport, he would have had to like miss a bunch of CS, because the next 3 minions in the wave after the cannon that just crashed would also go under his tower and die. So yeah, Yone is lucky to have TP, otherwise he would have missed a lot of minions. That's something to think about in general when you crash waves. Usually after you crash the cannon wave, you want to rethink about like taking another wave unless you really need it for item, because the bounce is going to be better when you crash a cannon wave as opposed to a normal wave. So if you take the next wave after the cannon, you might get a worse bounce. Whereas if you just leave the cannon wave to die and then you base or you do something else, as long as you don't need an item, it's usually better to do that. It's a bit of a small thing that people don't really know properly, but yeah, that's some knowledge for you. And right here I saw the Shaco use his Q, so I just go straight on him. I hit the main one, I realized I did like little damage, so I know that's the real one. Usually I get that wrong and I died to Shaco, but luckily we kill him and that's a free kill. Also I end up staying because it's a cannon wave and Lulu is around to help me push, although it's a bit awkward because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll base now, I have so much gold, but I know I'll miss this minion wave if I do base, so I stay again. I get the ward and I get the next wave. I hold my W because I know that I'll need to use it backwards, like that, and I E, and then Q the minions. I think I procced first strike, so I got a little gold there as well. And I have a bunch of gold. Another thing I can show you here is with cashback, you get a lot of gold. So I have 2600 and get profane, and with my cashback I get another longsword. So this just adds to the snowbally part of first strike, because now I'm going to deal more damage and get more like gold from first strike. So it's very snowbally, this cashback rune. You know, if you have 150 gold or 150 to 200 gold and you base, 150 to 200 gold extra on top of your item, you're going to get an extra longsword like every time. So that's great. As I'm going in, I'm going to have to rewind this to show you. So right here, I know I have a lot of items. I know I have first strike up, so I could just go straight on the Yone. Just proc all of that damage, you know, use my profane after he's below 50%, and then I Q him on the end to kill him. But if we look, I had first strike as well, so I got so much gold from that. I have 468 right now on the damage, and it was 353 before, so I got an extra 110 gold. This is just a powerful thing about first strike and the snowbally part. So yeah, we just one-shot him, and now we're really snowballing. 10 CS a minute, profane, you know, I already have 800 gold, just like that. I'm going to take the tower as well. It's very snowbally, these runes, cashback, first strike. I think it's just these two runes go together really well, which is a big reason why I don't opt for magical footwear instead. I think cashback is actually better. And instead of recalling, I greedily stay, hoping that Yone will walk up. This is quite greedy, so I don't recommend doing this usually, but I'm already fed and I just kind of want to limit test a bit. I know he has Q3, so I W, and then I'm quite sure he's going to use his Q early. So I follow with ult, E them both to get my W back. W on his little shadow thing, or clone, whatever you call it. Snapback thing. And I didn't have the energy for Q, but I did at the end, so I Q and kill him. And then right here, I'm just pushing the wave. I don't really want to fight because I had low energy. Even though MF dies, I don't really care too much. I want to take it nice and slow. Take the kill there at the end. But I didn't have energy to really help, and Camille is a strong champion against Zed. So when I'm against Camille, I usually try to avoid her as much as I can, unless she gets like CC'd and then I burst her with my team. She's really strong against Zed. Even if she's down in items, she like outduels you, so it's good to just kind of avoid Camille's in general as Zed. And right here I have 2400 gold, so I'm just going to base. My echo goes in, which is fine, whatever. I can show you some more cashback. So I think Edge of Night costs me 2100, and then I get an extra longsword because I needed 50 gold if I didn't have cashback. So yeah, just an extra longsword there out of nowhere. It's like, okay. Snowballing really hard, 16 minutes in, and I already have 3 items and an extra longsword with tier 2 boots. And then I'm going to get my last whisper after that. It's really good to go edge third if you can, if you're really ahead, snowballing. Getting edge third is extremely important because it will really just stop you from dying a lot of times. And then right here I go in, kill this Yone, ult onto Varus, kill him as well. Just saving my profane to maybe get it below 50%. I don't know if I did right there, but we kill him. And then I go back to take the tower as well. Tier 2 towers are really good to take when you are ahead, or just in general, they're really good to take in the side lane because they give you 675 gold and the 25 global, so 700 total. And yeah, this is just how you want to snowball, I guess. What was I talking about? Edge of Night. Edge of Night is very good, even if you feel like you don't really need it. I think it's a very, very, very strong item. So definitely buy it. Third, before Grudge if you're ahead. If you're really behind, then you have to go Grudge instead and then go Edge after. But in my opinion, it's one of the best items. So you should be going it like pretty much like all the games. This game, for example, they have Varus ult, Alistar Q, Camille E, Yone Q3 or Yone ult, Shaco boxes. You know, like there's so many things that it will save me from that it's just such a good item. And usually most games they'll have, you know, many champs with those kind of spells that are gonna mess you up after you ult or after you go in. After that, they sadly surrender the game. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys found it useful in some way, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.